same standing. Then we're going to move down to the mat. So then I'll move my computer and you'll have a better view, hopefully. So let's get started with alignment. In Pilates, we stand with our feet hip distance. Knees are soft, which means they have a slight bend to them. The hips are facing forward. The pelvis is in neutral, which means if you do a forward tilt and a backward tilt and find that nice midway point in between, that's where we want our pelvis to be. Suck the navel into the spine, so basically suck the belly in. Shoulders back and down, nice and relaxed. The chin is parallel to the ground, and we have that nice piece of string on the crown of your head, pulling you all the way up to the ceiling. So you should be feeling really, really nice and tall. Shoulders should be aligned, and we should have this lovely posture. Okay. We're going to go into the breathing next. Breathing is a huge part of Pilates, reason being, in our daily life, we don't often breathe enough, really, and get all the oxygen in. We're breathing into our chest, but in Pilates, we breathe into the lower back. And it helps when we're doing some of the exercises on the mat. So let's get started with our Pilates breathing. You want to put your hands on your lower ribs now. Keep that nice posture. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Filling up the space in the back of the ribs. Exhale. Let's take 2 more nice deep breaths there. Deep inhale. And if you're really breathing into the back of the ribs, you'll feel your hands slide apart on the inhale. And as you exhale, they'll come back together. Let's take another nice deep breath there. And exhale long. Really, really nice. Take another nice deep inhale there. Really filling up this space in the back of the ribs. Exhale, hands come back together. Perfect. Okay. From there, we're going to go into the core engagement, and we'll put the breathing on top. As I always mention, don't worry if this goes over your head. It's a lot of stuff to remember at the same time, and it comes with practice. But we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Core engagement, we're doing the pelvic floor engagement and the deep tummy muscle engagement at the same time when we're doing Pilates. So let's start with the pelvic floor engagement first. Keeping that nice posture, imagine that hammock in between your legs, pulling all your internal organs upwards. Imagine that it's pulling everything up to 100%, released by a third. So this area should feel nice and tight now. Let's go ahead and take 3 breaths there. This time on the exhale, you're drawing the abs together. So let's go again. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, draw the abs in. Keep everything nice and tight on that exhale. Keep that belly sucked in. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Exhale long. Keep those abs drawn together. Okay. Let's go straight ahead and add in the deep tummy muscle engagement to that pelvic floor engagement, and we'll do 3 breaths there. This time we're imagining a belt or a corset pulled on the tightest notch underneath the chest, just putting everything inwards now. So we've done our up, and now we're doing our in, and let's add that on. So again, this should be to imagine that you pull the belt into 100% and release by a third, and that's where you want both the pelvic floor and the deep tummy muscle to be. So it's manageable, yet still feeling quite tight. And that will mean that you're using this area when we're doing the exercises and not using the lower back or anything that might cause injury. Let's go ahead, think up and in at the same time, and let's do 3 breaths there. Deep inhale. Exhale long, thinking up and in, keeping everything tight. Perfect. 2 more there. Deep inhale through the nose. Feeling the lower back, the oxygen getting into the lower back. Exhale through the mouth, keeping everything tight. Last one. And exhale long. Perfect. Okay. As I mentioned, I'll refer to that in a class, so don't worry if that goes over your head. And just to mention now, before we get started with the main exercises of mobilization, any injuries or anything, feel free to message me in the chat facility. You can message me privately on there. And I will try and come up with some modifications if I'm able to check it. But during the session, I will usually give modifications anyway. But you know your own bodies. If something feels funny, just leave it out for now, or go into the easier version of the exercise, which I'll show you. So let's go ahead and get started with our mobilization. We're just going to do a few mobilizations standing, and we're going to do the rest on the mat today. So I'm not going to keep you standing too long. Let's start with our head and neck. Take a look down. Slowly bringing the head to one side through the center, the other way. Nice slow semicircle, over center. One more to each side. Okay. From there, let's do a head and shoulder stretch. Hand on the head, the other hand on the shoulder. Take an inhale now. Exhale, look down, gently pulling the head away from the shoulder, creating space in between. And we'll do one more to the other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hand on the head, gently pulling the head away from the shoulder, looking down this time. Okay. From there, we're just going to do a few squats, and then we're going to do a nice roll down, and we're going to do some nice stretches on the mat. So let's start with our squat. We will do it with the feet wider than hip distance, toes pointing out. Get that nice core engagement. Think about that up and in. They're the two key words that I'll remind you of, as well as the breathing. You're going to take an inhale now. Exhale. We're just going to squat, sit low, stick the bum out, lift the arms. Inhale as you come back to center. We'll go a little bit quickly now, get the blood pumping. Exhale, squat. Inhale as you come back up. Let's do a few more. Inhale. Exhale, squat. The first ones are always a bit of an effort in the morning as the body starts to wake up. Keep that nice posture, keep that belly sucked in. We're getting the thighs and the knees nice and warm. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Okay. From there, we're going to do our lovely roll down, and then you can meet me sat cross-legged on the mat. So let's get started. We go to the end of the mat now. We get back into that same alignment. Feet hip distance, soft knees, hips facing forward, navel into the spine, shoulders back and down. Deep inhale through the nose. We're just going to do 1 straight down to the mat. So take an inhale. Exhale, tuck that chin into the chest. Slowly start to fold over. You're just curling over. If you've got back problems, bend the knees ever so slightly to avoid it going to the lower back. Otherwise, keep the legs straight. Really floppy arms and head, nice and loose, like a rag doll, just hanging there. Into the lower back slowly, and then you can just go ahead and walk your hands and take a seat on the mat. And I will move myself so that you'll be able to see me a lot clearer. And I just want you to sit cross-legged there on the mat. Okay. There we go. So we're going to start cross-legged, and we're going to do our shoulder rolls here. So keep that nice posture. Think about the up and in. Think about that piece of string pulling you tall. You can just have your hands on the knees, and we're going to do shoulder rolls forwards first. So you're just doing small circles up to the ears and round. Really enjoy that stretch. Wherever feels comfortable for your hands is fine. We're just moving the shoulders in circles all the way back and round, and then we'll go backwards with those shoulder rolls now. Keep breathing with it. Think about the inhale through the nose, the exhale through the mouth. Okay. From there, let's extend into the arms. Arms are shoulder height, fingers are pointed. Again, slow circles forward. Should start to feel it in the scapula, just at the top of the upper back. There you go, everything moving. Keep that nice posture. If it's uncomfortable for you to sit cross-legged, if you want to sit in another way, that's totally fine. If you want to have your legs out, go ahead. Otherwise, small circles forwards, reverse backwards. Just a few more. Give the arms a stretch. Bring one arm behind. Keep that nice posture. The other arm in front. Really good. Well done. And then the other arm, just give it a good stretch. And bring that same arm in front. From there, we'll do a nice side twist. So left hand on the right knee, the other hand behind. You're just going to turn around to look at that hand, and we'll have a few nice deep breaths there. So feel that nice spinal rotation. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale, right hand on the left knee this time. Turn around to look at the hand behind you. And we'll do one more on each side. Left back on the right knee. One more to the other side. So if you want to just push yourself a little bit, you can just ever so slightly give the spine a gentle twist. Feel that nice rotation, waking up the spine. Okay. Now let's go into a lovely side bend. Get the side of the body stretched. One hand on the mat. The other hand is going to go over the head almost to meet it. So you're just dragging the hand. If you want to test yourself, just push the hand that's on the mat even further. Keep the bum cheeks, both the bum cheeks on the mat. Keep those sit bones firmly on the mat, and you'll feel this really, really nice stretch down the side of the body. Hold it there. Inhale back to center. Exhale, stretch the other way. Really, really nice gentle stretch for the morning. Let's do one more to each side, just in your own time. Enjoy that stretch. And one more to the other side. Perfect. Okay. From there, we're going to go into a partial roll down, and we're going to get the obliques working. So I'll show you first, and then you can join me. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. Think about that nice posture, that nice straight posture. Knees are bent, feet are hip distance, tuck the belly in. Piece of string pulling your head all the way tall to the ceiling. Really think about that up and in here, because we're really going to start using that core engagement. So all I want you to do is extend the arms long, palms are facing each other. You're just going to suck the belly in, and you're just going to partially roll down. You know where it's comfortable for you. We're not going down too far. If it starts to go into your lower back, then you can either just stay upright or just do a sort of lesser roll down. From there, take an inhale. Exhale, you're just going to face, let's start with the left arm. You're going to keep the right arm where it is, and the left arm is just going to twist. Feel that nice oblique stretch. Arms back to center. Inhale. Exhale, twist. So you're keeping one arm in front, the other arm is coming to the side as you do a twist with the body. Inhale back to center. Really suck that belly in. We don't want it to hurt in the lower back. You should be feeling it in the core. That's what we want to be working now. Let's do a few more to each side. Really suck that belly in. In Pilates, we always say navel to the spine, which basically means suck the belly in. Often we're using the wrong, we end up using our lower back more than we should, which is why we end up getting a lot of back problems. If you really, really try and suck the belly in, it should make a difference. We'll do one more to the other side, and then we're going to roll down. So the next exercise we're going to do is the prep for the 100, which might make absolutely no sense to you if you don't do Pilates, but I'm going to explain. So you're going to lie down on the mat now, get nice and comfortable. Lower spine is imprinted, which means it's flat on the mat. We don't want to be able to put the hand underneath. It should be nice and flat. The feet remain hip distance, knees are bent. All you're going to do is you're going to take an inhale, exhale, engage the core, think up and in. You're going to come up into a crunch position, and we're going to do 5 exhales and pulses. And roll it back down. The palms of the hands come back down to the mat, the head comes back down. We're going to do 5 more. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, up into the crunch. 5 exhales with pulses down and roll down. Let's do 5 more. Let's do 4 more, sorry. Almost made you do an extra one. Let's go. And roll it down. Last 3. If you want to challenge yourself here, you can bring the legs up into tabletop. Knees are above the hips and the toes are pointed. We keep that hip distance, the feet hip distance on the lower spine imprinted, but you're coming up into this crunch and roll it down, and you're getting more of a workout here if you keep your legs in this position. Go ahead and hug the knees, circle them around the chest one way and then the other. So we should start to feel nice and stretched and warm, and we're going to start going into our core burners. Let's start with these toe taps. So legs in tabletop, which means that you're keeping again this nice form with the knees above the hips. toes are pointed and the feet are slightly higher than the knees. Suck that belly in. Keep the lower spine flat on the mat. Palms are facing down. All we're going to do is take an inhale, exhale, tap. Back to tabletop. The other leg comes down. You're really going to start to feel this in the tummy. If you're not, you can reposition yourself. It might mean that you have to put your legs out further when you're doing the toe tap. Bring them out further. But you're really trying to make an effort to use the tummy. Nothing else should be hurting. If it is, you need to really think about that. Up and in, suck the belly in. Imagine that this exercise is coming from the core. Keep going. Keep breathing into it. Take an inhale. We'll have like at least a second pause while both legs are in tabletop. Then the other leg comes down. Keep breathing with it. Inhale as the legs are in tabletop. Exhale as you come into that toe tap. Keep going. Keep breathing with it. I'll come and have a quick look and see how you guys are getting on. Yeah, really, really nice job. Everyone's doing amazingly. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Just a couple more, and then we're going to go into the next exercise. So hug the knees if you want to, have a little bit of a break. And then from there, we're going to go into a one-leg stretch. So again, I'm going to give you levels for this. You can either keep the head and shoulders down, engage the tummy, and all you're going to do is have your legs sort of in tabletop, and you're just going to hug one knee as the other leg extends with a pointed toe, and you're going to switch. So really think about using that core engagement. Suck the belly in. You're just bringing one knee in as the other leg extends. And think about the precision and control that you're doing this exercise with. Nice and slow. Slow but very precise. If you want to challenge yourself, bring the head and neck up. And we're doing this crunch sort of position. You'll really start to feel it in the tummy. It's a really, really nice stretch. Make sure that you don't feel it in the neck. If you're feeling it in the neck, you're not using the core. So really think about that up and in. Keep going with this. Again, keep breathing. We'll do another few, and then I'm going to give you another progression. If you want to challenge yourself further, you want to get more of a workout on that core, and you've already got your head and neck up, we can go straight into the bicycle. So if you want to do that one, you can interlace the hands behind your head. So hands like this, just behind the head. Same position, legs in tabletop. Engage that core, suck the belly in. Now all you're going to do is you're going to bring the inner elbow to the inner opposite knee. Get into that crunch. Inhale, exhale. The other leg is extended. You're bringing the elbow to the knee as you extend the other leg nice and straight with a pointed toe. Keep going. Keep that nice form. Really think about sucking that belly in. You should really start to feel it in the tummy now. You shouldn't be feeling it anywhere else. Keep going with that. If you need to have a break at any time because it's too much work, grab the knees and then go again. Keep going. Just a few more, and then we've got some really nice gentle shoulder bridges to do. So you'll have earned them. Keep going. I'll see how everyone's getting on. Yeah, really, really good. Just do whichever level feels good for you. Perfect. And yeah, hug the knees whenever you want to. Okay. Just a couple more, and then let's do a couple of lovely shoulder bridges, and then we'll go into our sideline exercise. So grab the knees, hug the knees for a second, and we're going to just do a nice shoulder bridge. We're going to do 6 shoulder bridges. If you've done them before, then it should come quite easily to you. But I'm going to go through it anyway, and we're going to do a shoulder bridge with the arms because it's always my favorite to get a nice stretch underneath the back. So you're going to lie down, knees are bent, hip distance. Again, we don't have this curve here, it's flat on the mat, the lower spine. Imagine a piece of string in your belly button, pulling it to the ground. So you're nice and, the core is nice and sucked into the ground. From here, palms are facing down. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, engage the core. Pelvic tilt towards you, up into that lovely shoulder bridge. We're not going too high. We're not straining the back. We're using the core muscles and keeping the hips stable. Wherever feels comfortable, it might just be down here. When you're in that bridge, take an inhale, exhale, float the arms behind. Now keep the arms where they are and inch those fingers to the wall behind at the same time as rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Feel that delicious stretch. And then bring the arms down and then we'll go again. Let's do 5 more of those. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt towards you, up into that nice stretch. Arms float behind. Inching the fingers down one vertebrae at a time, you roll down to the flat back position. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, exhale, shoulder bridge. Arms float behind, inch those fingers as you're rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Let's go ahead and do a couple more in your own time. Inhale, exhale, shoulder bridge. Arms rolling down, arms come back down. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. You can join me, make it a good one. Feel that stretch. Inhale, exhale, shoulder bridge. Arms. And roll it down as you're inching the fingers behind at the same time. Perfect. Go ahead and hug the knees. We're going to go into an exercise called the clamshell. So there's a lot of progressions with this one, but because we're short of time, I'm just going to do the basic one with you. And then perhaps next time we'll go into the progressions for this exercise. Go ahead and come onto your side, making sure the body's aligned. So get comfortable and the hips are not forward or back, they're stacked on top of each other. You can prop yourself up like this. I find that the most comfortable, or you can just go ahead and come down onto your arm, whatever you prefer. Tuck the belly in, the knees are bent. From here, the feet are together, hand in the back pocket. Imagine you're wearing a pair of jeans, the hands in the back pocket. All you're going to do is open and close the knees. And you should feel that glute being activated. If your hand is on in your back pocket there, you should feel the glutes doing a bit of work and getting some movement there. Suck the belly in. Think about the core engagement even with this exercise. Opening and closing the knee, keeping the ankles together. None of the rest of the body should really be moving. The belly should be sucked in. Think about the breathing. Let's go ahead and do another 4. Last 2. Last 1. Before we switch sides, let's lie on our front and get the quads stretched. So we'll do a front-facing quad stretch. Lie on your front if that's comfortable for you. Put the hand on the head on the hands. Grab one foot in towards your bum and just inhale. Exhale, feel the stretch down the front of your thigh. Get the quad nice and stretched. So the front of the thigh is getting a good stretch here. And then switch legs. Bring the other foot towards the bum. Feel that stretch down the front of the leg. Inhale, exhale into it. Okay, now we can go ahead and switch sides. Let's just go ahead and do 8 open and close of the clamshell on the other side. And then we're going to come into a lovely cat stretch. So, again, prop yourself up nice and aligned. Knees are bent, belly sucked in, hand in the back pocket. We're going to go ahead and do 8. Inhale, exhale, open and close. 7 more. Keep those ankles together. Last 5. You can go in your own time, suck the belly in. Really feel that those glutes doing some work here. You can feel that muscle moving. Last 3. And 2. 1. One side always feels easier or weirder than the other. Like my left side doesn't feel like it's used as much. So it feels a bit funnier. Okay, perfect. From there, we're going to go into our all fours exercises, and then we're going to do some really nice cool down stretches. So let's go into the cat stretch. Most of you know this one. A nice stretch that everyone should do on a daily basis, first thing in the morning. Fingers are spread, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, navel into the spine. Crown of the head pointing forward, looking down at the mat. So you should be in this nice, strong, flat back position. Take an inhale, tuck the chin in. Get all that oxygen in. Exhale, reverse. Stretch everything out. Stick the bum in the air and the head in the air. If you've got your feet flat on the mat, you can prop them up and give the toes a stretch as well. Inhale, arch. Exhale, reverse. Really get into that stretch. Inhale. Feel that lengthening of the spine. Exhale, stretch. Inhale as you arch. You really feel like the body is getting, it's like a machine being oiled. We're getting all the discs nice and lubricated. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, reverse. And last one. Okay. Perfect. Moving on to our nice cool down stretches now, and then we're going to finish off with a nice posture check at the end. So let's go ahead and lie on your back. We're going to do a number 4 stretch. If you know this one, I don't even know if it is called a number 4 stretch, that's what I call it. The ankle goes on the opposite knee and bring that thigh in towards you. Take an inhale and just breathe into it. Exhale as you bring that leg in. Feel that really nice stretch on the outer thigh. Making sure the lower spine's flat on the mat. Just hold it there, breathe into it. Take an inhale, exhale. Really good job. I can see everyone having a good stretch here. Perfect. Well done. Let's go ahead and switch legs now. The other leg comes, the other ankle on the opposite knee. Pull that leg in, pull that thigh in. Really, really enjoy this nice stretch. During this time when we're not moving as much as we usually are, it's so important just to have a nice stretch for your muscle memory. Hold it there. Exhale, pull that leg in even closer, get a deeper stretch. If any of you suffer from lower back pain or sciatica, this is such a good one. Just kind of soothes the nerves. Okay, wonderful. Let's go ahead and go into our hip flexor stretch. Soles of the feet together, starting to relax now. So get comfortable here, make sure the spine is nice and long, lower back is imprinted flat on the mat. Soles of the feet touching together, and you're in this kind of frog position. We're opening up the hip flexors and the groin area. Imagine there's a heavy weight on either one of your knees, pushing them all the way down to the mat. So take an inhale now, exhale, push those knees down, or imagine that they're being pushed all the way down to the mat. Really feel that opening of the hip flexors. Nice relaxed breathing, close your eyes if you want to, take a deep inhale. Feeling the belly rise up with air now, exhale, push those knees down to the mat, or you can imagine that they're being pushed down to the mat. Go ahead and take another breath there. From there, extend the legs now. You can get really comfortable. This is always my favorite part. Even when I'm doing a class of someone else, this is always my favorite part. Let the feet fall either side, palms facing upward now. Eyes are closed, get nice and relaxed. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to feel that you're relaxing the jaw and the face, not moving. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. All the way from the top of the shoulders down to your fingertips. Feel that nice relaxation. Traveling down the body now from the hip bones to the knees, all the way to the end of the toes, really, really relaxed. Enjoying that moment, clearing your mind, anything that's stressing you out, just clear the mind. Take this minute for yourself. Enjoy that sunlight shining on your body. Think about this commitment you've made to stretch the body, do something good for your health. It could be that this is the only exercise you do this week, in which case you've done it, it's out of the way, you should feel good. Really thinking about doing the best for your body, all we have. When you're ready, you can just slowly start to come back awake. Turn to the side. Gently come to sitting. Take a minute so we don't get a head rush. Then we're going to come back to standing and we're going to check in with that posture that we started in. So let's come back to standing nice and slowly. Everyone's done such a good job. I'm really, really impressed. So if you can remember that Pilates alignment we started in, think about the feet, hip distance apart, soft knees, slight bend to them. Hips forward, so they're just facing directly forward. Pelvis in neutral, so pelvic tilt forward and back and find that midway point. Tuck the belly in. Shoulders back and down, chin parallel to the ground, that string pulling you nice and tall. Everyone's got amazing posture. Let's check in with doing some heel raises. Think about the up and in that we talked about, that core engagement, this whole powerhouse area, hands on the hips. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale, come up onto the toes. Think about that balance, that coordination. Pilates is amazing to improve balance and coordination and lower down the heels. Keep that piece of string pulling you up to the ceiling. Let's go again. Tuck the belly in. Hold that nice pose and lower down. We're going to do 2 more. Perfect. This will be the last one. We're going to hold it for a few seconds. Take an inhale, exhale, stand. Nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Hold it there. Think about that amazing posture. Now keep the head where it is and just lower the heels. Feel that stretch of the body, that elongation of the spine. You should feel even taller and even with a more straight posture than before you started. Hold it there and give everything a shake. You've all done a fantastic job. You're amazing. You've done your exercise for the day. And then you can join me again for more